everybody. Yes, even the losers do get lucky sometimes, and when you're talking about losers, it's hard to get more of a loser than the 1988 Baltimore Orioles, with the possible exception of the 62 Mets. But the Orioles did something that even the Mets didn't do, and that was lose their first 21 games of the season. So I'm going to start opening day and see how many games I can lose in a row and see if I can match their streak or come close to it. We're at opening day at Memorial Stadium against the Milwaukee Brewers. And we'll look at the starting lineups very quick. This is super advanced, by the way, in case you're curious. So, if I can get this, here we go. Leading off will be Paul Molitor at DH, Robin Yount in center, B.J. Surhoff catching, Greg Brock at first, Rob Deere in left, Glenn Braggs in right, Ernest Riles at third, Jim Gantner at second, and Dale Swain, the shortstop, with lefty Teddy Higuera on the mound for the Brew Crew. For the Orioles, it'll be Jeff Stone in left, Ripken at second, the other Ripken at short, Eddie Murray at first, Lynn center, Larry Sheets DH, Rick Shue at third, Terry Kennedy, and Joe Orsulak round things out. And on the mound for the Orioles, in 1988, their ace before they traded him to the Red Sox, Mike Boddicker. And as you can see, he already has it. He was carded with Boston because that's how he ended the season. But he started with the Orioles. He was 13-15, 3.39 ERA overall. Like I said, this is super advanced, and we'll keep playing until the Orioles actually win a game. So we're going to start things off. It'll be Paul Molitor facing Mike Boddicker. And again, super advanced, so could be numerous D20 rolls before the day is done. We'll see. Right now, you don't need it. It's a 3-8 for Molitor. That's ground ball to short. So Boddicker, at least for the first batter, gets off to a good start. Retires Molitor. Here comes Robin Yount. And we get a 1-8. 1-8. 1-8 for Yount is a ground ball to short again, so they're keeping Cal busy over there. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up B.J. Surhoff, catcher. We get a 6-6. 6-6. Boddicker against the lefty. 6-6 is a strikeout. So very quickly, 3 up, 3 down go the Brew Crew, and Orioles off to a good start. Don't know how long it'll last, but at least it is off to a good start. And we go to the bottom of the first. Lefty Teddy Higuera. And for Higuera in 1988, he was their ace. 16-9 with a 2.45 ERA. So Mr. Higuera, the lefty, will be on, and he's going to be facing a lefty to start things off, the speedster Jeff Stone. All speed, no hit, Jeff Stone. Let's see here, he had 164 on the season, 61 at bats, so he didn't stay in Baltimore very long. He got shipped to AAA pretty quickly. So we'll see what happens here. We get a 2-8 for Stone, and that's a ground ball to first. Handled by Greg Brock. That's one away. Here's Bill Ripken, the first Ripken. 5-7 for Ripken against Higuera is a ground ball second base X. Second baseman is Gantner. He's a 2E12. 17, he'll get to it. Let's check the E12. It's a 9. Is there a 9 on E12? There is not, so Gantner makes the play. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes the more famous Ripken, Cal. 5-5 is a ground ball to second. So 3 ground ball outs, and down go the Orioles very quickly in the first. We've completed 1 inning here at Memorial Stadium, and we're scoreless. Coming up for the Brew Crew will be Greg Brock, or as Chris Berman liked to call him, Greg Crocodile Brock. 4-5 against the lefty for Boddicker is a ground ball to second. So we're still waiting for our first base runner. I'll bring up the slugging left fielder, Rob Bombardier. Feast or famine for him, usually 1-7, and this time it's famine. He struck him out. So 2 down. 2 up, 2 down brings up Glenn, no brags, just facts, is the right fielder. 6-10 is a catcher X. That's Terry Kennedy. Nobody's on base for a pass ball or a wild pitch, so that's a good sign. Kennedy's a 4E3. That's a 12. So we look at the catcher defensive super advanced. 4 and a 12 is a P/F, and that's an 8 on the D6 total, and it's an E3. 8 and an E3. There is no 8, so it's simply a P/F, which according to this, let's see here, batter hits a foul out, so it's simply a foul out because nobody's on base. Would have been a potential pass ball, but again, 3 up, 3 down go the Brew Crew, and all 6 batters have been retired in this ball game. We go to the bottom of the second. Higuera back on the bump. Be facing Eddie Eat, Drink, and Be Murray to lead things off for the Orioles. Switch hitter, 3-8, and he's going to walk. That's the first base runner. I'm sorry, I looked at the right-hander. Left-hander is a ground ball to short. My bad. I'm glad I caught that. Higuera's a lefty, so over here it's a ground ball to short. So thought we had a first base runner, but not to be. So Freddie Lynn, left-hander, lefty on lefty. It's a 6-5 against the lefty, and that's our first base hit. Higuera's going to give up something here. 1 to 18 is a double. Anything else is a single. That's a double for Fred Lynn. So the unlikely one, lefty on lefty matchup, and he comes through. And speaking of lefties, here comes another one, the DH, Larry Sheets, and the first institution of the D20 comes in. Nothing on the 20. And let's put this down so you can see it. 6-8. 6-8 for Sheets. Higuera 6-8 against a lefty. It's a strikeout. So that's 2 away. 2 up, or 3 up, and 2 have been down. 1's at second. Here's Rick Really Big Shoe, third baseman. There's a 1, so it's a chance for a wild pitch, but Higuera has no wild pitch rating on his card. In fact, I'm not sure if the cards, I gotta double check these. Looks like the 88 set does not have the wild pitch ratings, so we're just gonna have to wing it. I'll play as much of Super Advanced as I can, but they don't have the wild pitch rating, so I can't do it. It's a 2-5. I should have checked that before I started, I guess. 2-5 for Shoe against the lefty. 2-5 is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So, oh well. Some of the things will be limited because the way the cards are made. The 88 cards that I have are not in the Super Advanced, so they are in some aspects, but not in all. So we'll just kind of play a hybrid, I guess. All right, here's Ernest Riles, third baseman. We get a 5-7 against Boddicker, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Ripken, and he's a 2 E21. It's a 14, so he'll make that play, and it's a 9. So a 9 on a E21 at shortstop. There is no 9, so it's a good play for Cal. 1 away. Brings up Jim Gantner, second baseman. Gantner, a 6-7. Boddicker against the lefty. 6-7 is a walk. That's the first base runner for the Brew Crew. And it's a walk to the number 8 hitter, Gantner. That'll bring up Dale Swain. He'll be up there, number 9 hitter. And again, we'll have to roll the D20. Well, I guess we don't have to because we don't have those things there. So what are you going to do? All right, 1-4 for Swain against Boddicker is a ballpark effect single, but it's only 1-6. That's a 19, so he's going to line it to second base for out number 2. Definitely have to do the hybrid because I thought these things were Super Advanced cards, but they're not. So here's Molitor. Again, no reason to roll the 20 because there's no balk or pass ball ratings on here. Wild pitch ratings. 1-5 for Molitor. There are home run ratings, though. 1-7 is a home run for Molitor. 8-20 is a double. And that's a 5. That's a home run for Paul Molitor. And the Brew Crew take a 2-0 lead on the 2-run homer by Paul Molitor. 2-out 2-run homer. And Brew Crew now lead at 2-0 to the glee of manager Tom Troublehorn. Here's a Robin Yount. And Cal Ripken Sr. not happy. 1-8. 1-8 for Yount is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Brew Crew. And at the end of 2.5, it's 2-0 Brew Crew. I accidentally put a 1 down for the Orioles. I don't know why. I've made that a 0 now to make that accurate. So now here comes Higuera. He'll be facing catcher Terry Kennedy. And I folded my score sheet to take it home from work when I printed it. Now it's got this hump in the middle, so I'm trying to figure out whether I want to roll here or roll here. I guess I'll roll up here. It's flatter. 5-9. So if I'm going to do that, I'll come in a little bit more. 5-9 for Higuera against a lefty is a strikeout. So Kennedy down on strikes. Brings up number 9 hitter Joe Orsulak, right fielder. Orsulak, a 3-12 against a lefty is a single. So Joe Orsulak, 1-out single. Takes us back to the top of the order, and Jeff Stone. Stone grounded to first his first trip. It's a 2-12, and he's going to pop it up to second. So he pops it up to Gantner for out number 2. And that's going to send us to Bill Ripken. 5-11. 5-11 is a ballpark single. Check again. 1-6. That's a 19, so he will line to short. Innings over. They get the single from Orsulak, but nothing else. That's going to do it for the Orioles. We go to top of the 4th. 2-0. And leading things off for the Brew Crew will be catcher B.J. Surhoff. 5-4 for Boddicker against a lefty. 5-4 is a fly ball center field X. That is Fred Lynn. He's a 3. And an E3. Ooh, a 3 and a 2. That's not good. That's probably going to drop in for extra bases. Let's take a look here. A 3 and a 2. And that's a double. And there's a 12, and he is an E3. There's no 12 there, but it is going to be a double. So a solid double. Solid double for B.J. Surhoff to lead off the top of the 4th. As Milwaukee looking to increase that lead. Here's Greg Brock. 5-11 against Boddicker is a fly ball right field X. That's Orsulak. He's a 3 E9. 18, he'll get to that. E9 and a 13. E9, there is no 13. A 3 and an 18 is an F3. So an F3, runners have to hold. So the runner on second, Surhoff, will have to hold. 1 away. Takes us to Rob Deere, big power hitting righty. Rob Deere struck out his last time up. 2-2 for Deere. Whoa, it's a line out third base max. So not going to be an injury, but he does line it to Rick Really Big Shoe, and he made a really big shoe because he threw it over to Bill Ripken at second to double off. So that is a 5-4 double play. I don't know why I filled that in like a run scored. It's a double play. Not snafu on the score sheet there, but it is a line drive double play because Rob Deere has that line out third base max at that position. So the unconventional double play takes care of business here in the bottom or top of the 4th. So now we go to the bottom of the 4th. And Cal Jr. be on the mound or at the plate against Higuera. 3-9 for Jr. is a ground ball to short. 1 away for Eddie Murray. Heart of the order. This is where the Orioles need to make hay if they can. 3-9 for Murray is a ground ball to third. So Higuera's got the ground ball working today. On opening day, here's Fred Lynn. Lynn doubled his first trip. 6-8. And he's going to strike out this time against Higuera. And the Orioles go quietly here in the 4th. So we go to the 5th. And it is currently the Brewers 2 and the Orioles nothing. Boddicker back out. His fatigue is number 7, so he's good to go for a while. And Higuera is 8, so they're both good to go for a while, as long as they're effective. Glenn Braggs. 6-8 is going to be a split chance. 1-8 will be a single. 9-20 will be a liner to short. And that's a liner to short. Snagged by Cal. 1 away. This is Ernest Riles. You know you made it as a player when you're known by your first name only. 2-8. 2-8 for Riles is going to be a single. There's the omega symbol there, but that only comes into play when there's 2 outs and runner in scoring position, so that single will obviously stand. Brings up Jim Gantner. 1-5 for Gantner, and he's going to possibly drive in a run. 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a double. So now we'll see if Riles will score on the double. He was being held. So let's check Riles' running rating. He's a 13, so he was being held, makes him a 12. The double is assumed to go to center, so Lynn is a 0 arm. So it basically be a 1-12 to score him. Less than 2 outs. They're going to hold him at third, figuring that Swain will do something. Orioles going to bring the infield in, try to choke the runoff. Runners at second and third, only 1 out for Dale Swain. Infield is in. Boddicker needs a K. 3-3. 3-3 against a right-hander. Ground ball shortstop A, but it's a plus. So that plus means when the infield is in, that's a base hit. So that's going to be a base hit. By bringing the infield in, they took the chance of bringing the infield in, and it cost them as Swain drives in the run. Now Gantner, I don't remember if the plus sign gives him 2 stars or 1 star. Don't have that little rule in front of me. I might pause the video here and go double check myself. Okay, as I suspected, it is 2 stars when the infield in play is done, and you get the plus sign. So it's a 2-run single for Swain, and the Brewers now lead it 4-0. And we're back to the top of the order in Paul Molitor, and the Oriole bullpen starting to stir down there a little bit. We get a 4-9 for Boddicker against a righty. 4-9, not good for Boddicker. 1-3 is a triple. 4-20 is a single with 2 stars. And that's a single with 2 stars. So Molitor, who homered last time, singles this time. Swain will move to third. And that's 4 base runners in a row that have gotten hits. And here comes Robin Yount. Might be the last batter for Boddicker, as Mark Thurman, a lefty, is in the bullpen for the Orioles. Here's Yount. 3-9 for Yount is a fly ball left field B with a question mark. So potential sacrifice fly. And it's a good chance because Stone's a +2 arm. And the first baseman, Swain, let's see how he runs. Swain runs at an 11, so we'll see about this. Swain runs an 11. And I'm going to have to get a book on this too, I do believe, to double check this and make sure I'm right. When you play a variety of games, different brands of games, sometimes the rules... you think the things that are simple you kind of draw a blank on, so I want to make sure I'm getting this right on the fly ball question mark. Let's see here. You're going to add the baser's run rating, the outfielder's arm +2. Okay, so the run rating was 11 for Swain. Stone's a 2. And add +2 to that, that makes it 15. So 1-15, he will make it. And he does. So it's a sacrifice fly for Robin Yount. And that will bring home Swain with the 3rd run of the inning. It's now 5-0 Brewers. Somewhere in all of this, Bob Uecker is happy. Here's B.J. Surhoff. And with 2 outs and the bases, and with 1 on, they're going to go ahead and let Boddicker try to finish the inning. Instead of bringing in Thurman, 5-12 against a lefty. It's a ground ball B to the pitcher. So Boddicker does finish out and get out of the inning. But he's going to go 5 innings, giving up 5 runs. So Boddicker's day is going to be done. Mark Thurman will be coming in for the Orioles to start the 6th inning. Right now, Teddy Higuera is enjoying his 5-0 lead. And he's got Larry Sheets, the batter, 4-7. Against the lefty is a strikeout. So Sheets out on strikes. One away for Rick Shue. That is a 5-4. And again, that's a ballpark single check, which is 1-6. And that's a 4, so it will be a base hit for Rick Shue. So Shue gets a single. Brings up Terry Kennedy. Kennedy is 6'8". See if I can't get this up here a little higher. There we go. 6'8". 6'8", lefty on lefty is a strikeout for Higuera. Kennedy is struck out twice. Brings us to the number 9 hitter, Joe Orsulak. The Slack Man, 6'12". That's a split chance on a 6'12". 1-14 is a single. 15-20 is a line out to second. That's an 18, so he lines it to second, and the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Orioles. And that'll do it for Boddicker, of course, as we now go to the top of the 6th. And we will have lefty Mark Thurmond is in. Thurmond on the 88 season was 1-8 with a 4.58 ERA, so kind of filler there, but he's on lefty against Greg Brock. And for Boddicker, he goes 5 innings, gives up 5 runs. They were all earned, 1 on a homer. So obviously not the kind of day he was looking for on opening day. Incidentally, in the real game, the Brewers won 12-0 on opening day. So we'll see if, I don't know if we can emulate that or not, but we'll see. Here's Brock. It's a 1-6 against Thurmond. Lefty on lefty is a ground ball to second. 1 away. Brings up Rob Deere. Rob Deere. We get a 1-10 for Deere against the lefty. And he's hit by the pitch. So Deere gets the plunk from Thurmond. Not happy about it. Here's Glenn Braggs. You have to wonder if Higuera might retaliate, depending on how the score goes. Here's Glenn Braggs. Deere at first and 1 out. 6-6 against a lefty. Thurmond against a righty. 6-6 is a 1-10 single. I'm sorry, 1-10 double, 11-20 single. That's a single with 2 stars, so it's a base hit for Braggs. And that will move Deere to third base. So runners are at the corners. 1 out for Ernest Riles. Infield double play depth. 1-4 for Riles against the lefty, and he's going to hit a ground ball second base A, tailor-made. So it is a 4-6-3 double play, actually the second double play that the Brewers have hit into, or it might be worse. So that's going to end the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still, Brewers seem like they're in charge, or at least Higuera is, 5-0. And back to the top of the order for the Orioles, it'll be Jeff Stone. Jeff Stone. So now we'll roll down here for the Orioles. 1-7 for Stone against the lefty. 1-7 is a strikeout. So Stone out on strikes. Brings up Billy Ripken. It's a 5-8 for Higuera against a right-hander, and that is a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Higuera. And that'll bring up Cal. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. 2-5 against a lefty. 2-5 against a lefty will be a solid single to center field. So Cal finally gets on the hit parade board. Maybe not going to help him any, but at least helps his personal stats. Here's Eddie Murray. Switch hitter batting right. Murray, a 3-7 against the lefty, and he's going to strike out. So Higuera ends up striking out the side here in the 6th. So we go to the 7th. Nothing's changed. It is the Brewers 5 and the Orioles nothing. Thurmond will stay in for 1 more inning of work. He's going to be facing Jim Gantner. And now with the Brewers batting, I'll pull this down a little bit closer. All right, here's Gantner. 5-10. Thurmond against the lefty is a walk. Leadoff walk to Gantner. And that'll bring up Dale Swain. Shortstop, switch hitter, batting right. 3-12 against a lefty. Line out third base max. They did it again. A 312 is a line out third base max. They do it again. So again, they line it to Shoe. Rick, really big shoe, and he makes a big shoe by throwing over to Bill Ripken for a yet another double play. Don't think I've ever seen that happen twice in the same game before. So you play these games, sometimes no matter how many times you play them, you catch something new every once in a while that you've never seen before. 1-9 for Molitor against Thurman, the lefty. It's a 1-19 single, so pretty much guaranteed 95% chance of a single, and Molitor does not disappoint. He's 3 for 4 now. 2 singles and a home run. He's a double-A stealer, but up 5-0. I think they're going to cool the jets here and just play it out. 3-3 for Yount against the lefty is a single to right. There is the clutch, but there's not a runner in scoring position, so that single to right's going to hold. It is a single to right field. Now we check and see if the runner can advance. Orslak's a -1 arm, but you do get, he was being held, so that's another -1, but there are 2 outs. So that cancels everything out. He's a 16. So basically a 1-6, I'm sorry, Molitor is a 17. So it's a 1-17 chance that he's going to make it. And he does. So Molitor will take third. Technically, if you were playing super advanced, you would have to concede that, or the trail runner would go to second. But this is pretty much advanced with a little bit of spice added to it, since the cards aren't set for super advanced. 3-4 for Surhoff. Against the lefty is a ballpark single check, and again, it's 1-6. And so far, there have been lineouts galore on that check, and nothing changed to line out to second. Inning's over. So thanks to the lineout double play, nothing happened for the Brew Crew. 7th inning stretch time, and I think that's all for Thurman. He's going to be done. I believe Doug Sisk will be coming on next. So Higuera will be in to face Freddie Lynn. So since the Orioles are batting, I'll move this up just a hair and roll in this bottom portion. 3-11 for Lynn is a diamond shot. Better chance for a home run here, 1-14. But again, that's just the way it's going for the Orioles in this game. 1-14, and they roll to 16. Go figure. All right, sorry, Freddie. Deep fly to the warning track, but that's it. Hauled in over there by Glenn Braggs. Here's Sheets. 1-9 for Sheets. That's a 1-13 single. 14-20, he'll line to second. And that's finally the D20 works out for him. It's a base hit for Larry Sheets. Here comes Rick Shoe. That's a 1-7 against a lefty. 1-7 is a strikeout. So Shoe goes down on strikes. And speaking of strikeouts, here's Terry Kennedy. He's 0 for 2 with two strikeouts. Trying to improve on that, make contact. 3-3. 3-3. It's a ballpark single chance, 1-6. And he gets it this time. So it's a single. 1 star. And Sheets will go to second base. Now there's 2 on. And that's the first time in this game that the Orioles have had 2 base runners in the same inning. Finally get a man in scoring position. Well, actually Lynn was in scoring position when he doubled, but first time with 2 runners on for Joe Orsolak, number 9 hitter. He's 1 for 2. 5-5, however, he will strike out from Higuera, so Higuera, when he needs it, rears back and gets the K. And after 7 complete, it's still the Brewers in charge by the score of 5-0. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Orioles. And it will be right-hander Doug Sisk. So Doug Sisk, right-hander. He was 3-3 with a 3.72 ERA in 1988. So Doug Sisk will be coming on. Thurman goes 2 innings. Shutout ball. Greg Brock to lead things off. So 1-8 for Brock. It's a ground ball to second. 1 away. Brings up Rob Deere. 5-5 against a right-hander is a walk for Sisk. So Deere hit by a pitch last inning, and then, or last at bat, now walks this at bat. Brings up Glenn Braggs, right fielder. And that is a 5-5 again, which again is another walk. So the 5-5 for Sisk, not his friend. Brings up Ernest Riles, but this time he's going to go off the lefty side. And the 5-5 would be a single 2 stars if that comes up again. 1-8 though for Riles against a right-hander. It's a potential home run. 1-8 would do it. 9-20 is a double. It's an 8, so Ernest Riles, a 3-run home run. You don't think of him as being a home run hitter, but he was right there. It's off his own card. A 3-run shot off of Doug Sisk. And the Brewers now lead it 8-0, so they're almost on their way to that 12-0 score that they had in real life. Here's Gantner. 5-5 again. We just get another 5-5. This time against a lefty, it's a single off of Sisk. So Sisk is not enjoying the 5-5 right now. Here's Dale Swain. He's not enjoying anything right now, actually. 3-9 for Swain is a strikeout. So they finally get out number 2. And we take it to the top of the order, and Paul Molitor. All Molitor has done is gone 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a homer. 2-9 against a righty. This time he'll ground to short. Innings over. But the 3-run homer by Ernest Riles makes it 8-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. And now you have to wonder how long they'll go with Higuera. He will start his fatigue rating, but he's got a big lead, so they may want to, especially on opening day, you don't like to wear your starters out. So Chuck Krim is loosening in the Brewer bullpen. Actually, not Chuck Krim. They want to save him for a closer game. It'll be, let's see here. Who's their slough reliever here? Could be, yeah, Odell Jones. Actually, right-hander Odell Jones is loosening. Back to the game. 4-3 for Stone against a lefty, or Higuera against a lefty. It's a fly ball left field X. That's Deer. And Deer is a 3 E4. 10, he'll get to that. Check the E4. That's a 12. So an outfielder, E4, and a 12. There is no 12, so it's a good play. So Deer makes the play. Here's up Bill Ripken. I would have said the Deer and the Antelope make the play, but that would have been silly. 4-4. 4-4. When it's 8-0, I get silly. 4-4 for Higuera against a right-hander is a fly center field X. This time it is Yount. He's a 2E2. You'll get to that, and that's an 8. So 2 and an 8. 2 and an 8, not a problem for Yount. It's 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down brings up Cal. And this is probably going to be Higuera's last batter. Although if he's going to keep the shutout, you might want to keep him going here. 5-4 against Higuera is another ballpark single check. 1-6 for a single. And he gets it, Cal. His second hit of the game. So Cal keeps the inning going for Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray. 6-7, a right-hander. 6-7 is a walk. So one more notch against Higuera, and he will reach his point of weakness. As he's given up now 2 hits, or 2 base runners, rather. Here's Lynn. And we get a 5-10 catcher X. So the catcher X position, Surhoff is a 2E1. That's a 2 and a 17. So we'll check the catcher rating there. 2 and a 17 is a G2, and that's a 14. He is an E1, so I don't think that's any problem. It's not. So let's ground out that Surhoff will throw to first to end the inning. And 2 runners got on, but nothing really happened. And the O's go quietly. And Higuera may or may not come back for the next inning. We'll see. For the Orioles, Sisk will not come back. He gave up those 3 runs, so they're going to park him to the side here real quickly. And they will turn to Oswaldo Peraza. Part-time starter, part-time reliever, but mostly garbage time guy. So Peraza is in. to face Robin Yount. Start the top of the 9th. Get a 5-5, and that is a fly to left. I've rolled a lot of 5-5s in this game. At least it seems that way. One away. Here is Surhoff. 2-8 for Surhoff. It's a ground ball to second, so maybe Peraza can have a quick inning and end the misery. Here's Greg Brock, although the Brewers are short of their 12 runs that they had in real life. 6-7 lefty against Peraza is a walk. So Peraza keeps the inning going by walking Brock. And that brings up Rob Deere. 3-3 for Deere is a ground ball to short. Ends the inning. So, you know what? Since he's got the shutout going, we're going to go ahead and stick with Mr. Higuera and see if he can't get the shutout. Now, if he gives up a run, then of course he'll come out. Leading things off for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 9th will be Mr. Larry Sheets, lefty on lefty matchup. It's a 2-11 for Sheets against a lefty, and that's another ballpark single check. Again, it's 1-6. It's 3, so that's a base hit for Sheets. One more batter, and Higuera will reach his point of weakness. Here's Rick Shue. 6-4. 6-4 against Higuera. Home run chance 1-4, and Shue does have normal power, so it's a 1-4 homer. 5-20 is a fly to left. That's a fly to left, so the D20 has not been kind to the O's in this game. Brings up Terry Kennedy. 5-6 against a lefty for Higuera is a strikeout. There is a dot, but he has not reached the point of weakness yet, because over the course of 2 innings, he's only given up 3 base runners, not 3 in the same inning. So the strikeout will stand. At least that's how I reconcile the fatigue thing. If that's incorrect, somebody please let me know and I'll correct myself. But I think that's the correct terminology. Here's Orsulak. 3-12, last chance for the O's. 3-12 is a single for Orsulak. So now Higuera has reached his point of weakness, but he's so close to getting that shutout. And the Orioles are going to send up a pinch hitter for Jeff Stone. They're going to send up Mickey Tettleton. So Mickey Tettleton's going to pinch hit for the light-hitting Jeff Stone. See if they can't rain on Higuera's parade as he pinch hits here with 2 on and 2 out. Switch hitting Mickey Tettleton. 6-7. 6-7 is a walk. So now the bases are loaded. And Bill Ripken is up, but he's not going to bat either because he's a light hitter. So Bill Ripken's being called back. And they'll check their bench and they'll go to, well, the only good hitter they have on the bench is a lefty. So they don't really have a whole lot on their bench, unfortunately. And they did have a second baseman named Pete Stanizak. So we're going to go ahead and pinch hit with Pete Stanizak. And I didn't check the rosters to see if he was on the opening day roster. I think he was, but probably should have checked to be accurate. But oh well, sometimes you have to fudge things. It's a 2-7 for Stanizak, and it's a 1-5 single. 6-20, the game's over. It's a 10, so the game is over. Line out to short, and Higuera fights off a little bit of fatigue and pitches an 8-0 shutout of the Orioles. And the Orioles now 0-1, so they're still streaking to game 2, so there will be a game 2. It'll be against the Brewers again, and that'll be the next one in the running. And we'll do this until the Orioles actually win a game. So not sure how long that'll go, but as bad as the Orioles are, I can see it going a while, potentially. So that's good to from here. Hope everybody enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic Baseball, Orioles style. Yes, maybe sometimes even the losers will get lucky, but not in this game they didn't, as the final score is Milwaukee 8 and Baltimore nothing. Till next time, we will see you all down the road.